building design, circuit design, machine design, motor design, right? If you're a computer engineer, it will be system architecture, designing the system architecture, right? Robotics design. If it is process engineer, process design. Material, if you are going to make a new material, innovative material, mix design, right? There are too many concepts that are involved in engineering design. All of you must keep in mind, we are doing engineers in society. If you take any problem, right? If you take any problem, it might be of any nature, right? If you look into that characteristics of a topic or a design or a problem, all problems are multidisciplinary, right? Don't say I'm electrical engineer, I don't bother about civil part. I am a civil engineer, I don't bother about mechanical part, right? It's all multidisciplinary. For that, you should always know the basic fundamental concepts of any type of design which involves multidisciplinary knowledge and skills, right? If not an expert, right, A to Z, work from the scratch. At least you should know the first aid or troubleshooting, the first hand information about the product or the machine, a particular method. Otherwise, we it is not a successful engineer, right? Okay. Start with engineering design. Always remember this keyword. It's because all your topics are theory. I request you to use more of these short forms, abbreviations, so that you can easily understand the topic. Here, the design can be put into idea, acronym idea. I is referring to identify, D develop, E execute, A assess, right? You can put any, replace with any other words with the same meaning, but this stands for very quick remembrance of what is an engineering design. An engineering design is coined into a word called idea. First, identify, develop, execute, lastly, assess. How are we going to do? There are few steps involved, right, for any design. First of all, why do you need a design? Why do you need a design? Quick, 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 quick. Echo. Why do we need a design? Hmm? No need
to
design.
make to make to make us easily solve the problem, make it more easier to solve the
Okay,
problems.
he said, Farooq said, to problem solving, you should have a design. By designing, you can solve your problem, right? And easy steps. If you follow steps, you can easily design a component or whatever the process in need, right? Very good. Right. So for engineers to solve any problem or find out any new method, overcome any chaos or risk, you have to find out the solution, right? You for a problem you need a solution. The solution can be obtained by Farooq, could you please mute your mic? Okay. You can solve or come out with a new design, overcome the problem or issue by proper way of designing. The steps of designing. Come on. Number one is identify. Under identify, I have one category which is identifying the problem. Herein, you define. Identify it also will have, you have to define the problem. What is the nature of the problem? Problem statement. By raising the research questions, you can define the problem. Smoking is injurious to health, right? Zero carbon emission, right? The target is zero carbon emission. We need zero carbon emission. You know Japan? What's the Japan target? Quickly. He is the number one in the world in terms of the zero emission. What's Japan's recent policy? Last week news. Japan's recent policy. What they are going to do? Zero emission by which year? Maybe you become engineer, posted as engineer in one of the country in the state in Japan, right? you should know what was the policy made by government of Japan. What is their policy right now? Zero emission in which year? 2025 or 2050 or 60? No idea. So many countries are planning for zero emissions very soon, and Malaysia, Japan is on the top rank to find out the for the whole country, right? Maybe they go back to olden methods. I don't know. We don't know what are the policies, what are the strategies they are going to, they are planning for. And if you read the publications, you will know, you will come across all those concepts and methods, right? Like that, you should identify the problem. What problem you're going to target or solve. Then. Okay. Next one is the develop, right? Develop will have 5 steps. Gather the information, search, creative solution, overcome obstacles, moving from ideas to preliminary design, evaluating and selecting a preferred solution. All these things will come into development. Number 1, you identify, then find out. Once you identify the problem, you will go for reading all the materials where it is like you can imagine your own project, doing your own project, right? How you selected your topic, how you are executing your project. All these things, steps will be helpful in executing your project. So next, after you define the problem, you should go for collecting information, past works, past publications, what are the existing scenario of that particular problem or issue, and then search for creative solution. You can come out with preliminary solutions, right? First-hand solutions based on your reading, based on your skills that you acquired. You can come out with the basic solution. Start with the initial solution or preliminary solutions or theoretical solutions. Overcoming obstacles to create creative thinking. Once you develop the solution, you start assembling to it. Maybe if it is chemical engineer, they will assemble the columns and experimentation setup at the lab and start doing and testing. Find out test whether their solution, their variables are perfect or not, whether they need any amendment, any rework is required. All these things they can test by laboratory setup. If it is a computer engineer, they will start doing programming, they trial and error, they do the troubleshooting to come out with a proper design. And then searching for a creative, so you can find out a creative solution, because why it's creative solution? The old solutions are no longer useful or it is not valid for solving your problem. That's why you have to make a creative one based on your knowledge acquired and also your experience. Overcoming obstacles to creative thinking. So once you come out with a solution, you test it either by experimentation or by computer programming or by model computer softwares, or even by questionnaire. You can test whether your selected solution is viable or not. And then moving from ideas to preliminary design. Once you come out with the variables affecting, the method, the procedures, then you can go for preliminary design, initial design. Evaluating and selecting the preferred solution. The preliminary design may be 2 or 3, the designs you can come out with, or 2 or 3 sets with some 5 variable, 4 variable, or all linear variable one way, or having only one non-linear variable. Like that you can categorize your finding, your preliminary designs, then assess. You can use assess, but here is testing. You can say testing. Testing means with the known answers, with known 2 plus 2 equal to 4, you know already, right? Knowing 4, you find out whether it is 2 plus 2 or 2 plus 0 or 4 plus 0. All these combinations you will come out with by testing and trial and error, or by testing using software, experimentation, or by questionnaire, or interviews, brainstorming, and so on, right? And then evaluating, that's done. So these are the 5 steps that you have to undergo in developing a design, okay, or developing your preferred design. I repeat, under development, you need to have gathering information. Once you come out with a little bit solution, whatever you can, you're still searching only, you cannot finalize here. So search for the creative solutions immediately, and then overcome the obstacles to creative thinking. Once you want to come out with the solution, you cannot say, yes, you can publish. No, you cannot immediately publish, or nobody can accept it. you have to undergo or test it. What are the obstacles there? What are the errors? Whether it's really 3 plus 5 is equal to 8 or not. And then with these variables, yes, you set up, say for example, at this stage, you come out with the number of variables, a type of variable that is affecting. Can you see the cursor? You cannot see the cursor moving. Okay, I will change to the other way. One moment. Okay, let me finish this part. Fourth one, once you said overcome the obstacles, you found out that your solution is suitable. No more amendments or additional variables need to be tested. Then you go for preliminary design. With that design, you check, evaluate, test, and evaluate. Say that your findings, your design is perfect to go. And then next one. Last but before, right? Execute. After developing, you need to execute, right? Implement and see, right? Commission and see, or use it and see, or put it for a customer use. Not like COVID. COVID, very unfortunate. Until now, we are not getting the job. Not like COVID. A very dangerous testing we are undergoing. Okay, I don't go into that topic now. Otherwise, it is too much distraction, right? After you come out with the solution design, you prepare the reports, plans, specifications, and project planning. So you have to formulate so that it is endorsed, or you have to send to standards. You need to send to standards. Any approval required, you need to come out with all these reports in terms of some black and white documentation only. You can say you have developed. It may be a publication, it may be a patent, it may be a, if it is a product, it can be a design, right? In term or a trademark, whatever the suitable IP you have to acquire, and then implement the design. Implementation. Once you got everything in place, specifications in place, reporting, then you can go for implementation of the design, put to use by the customers and clients. Lastly, monitor. This actually I have added this part. So after all done, completion, always engineers miss this part. They are happy and go to party after this. Once design is okay, finish already. No, you should go for one more step of monitor, wherein you have a lot of works to do, wherein you can see whether it's sustainable, right? Nowadays, everywhere, whatever the design, whatever the method you are doing, must be sustainable. That can be tested and checked by monitoring the process of usage during the process, during this implementation, and during the customers usage. You have to really check whether it is viable or not, what are the problems occurring, what are the mistakes you have done, right? Or is there any revamp required? All these things can be checked by monitoring, proper monitoring at the end of your design. Any questions so far? Just think of your question. I will change to the other mode. I'll go by browse. That's why I cannot take the pointer. Can you please tell me? Okay. I will just remove this and then go by PowerPoint mode. One moment. Any question? No question. Answer me, please. Don't sleep. Switch on camera. Switch on computer and go to sleep. As very usual one. I know more than this. Any question?
Miss, I have a question. Do we have to necessarily apply all of this to a small project that we're doing?
Do we apply what? Do we?
All of these all of these steps to the project that we're doing.
Yes. By applying these steps, you may prepare your design. These are the steps for doing an engineering design.
No, I meant for the project that we have been tasked in this course.
Yes, you can choose that. Choose to adapt these steps for doing your project in this course. Yes. So where you are now in doing the project?
We've started the project
Mm,
and we are slowly compiling after we did the initial research. And about the project is it fine if we ask questions or should I wait till the end of the lesson?
No, you can ask now while I prepare this one. Because
Oh.
I cannot share the slide. I don't know what is happening. Tell me.
Just wanted to ask whether the titles that we put in the Excel sheet, are they approved on your end, Dr. Ramani?
I will check, but I have not gone through it yet. If you have any question, you can ask me. Actually, I should not guide you for selection of topic. It's up to you. Based on the briefing, based on the rubrics, you have to come out with your own topic. And apart from this, you should also discuss with your members. It's all depending on your members, what do you call the interests, right? So the group, what are the who are all in your members, what are the interests and the abilities. Based on that, you can choose the topic. There is no restriction or no need to approve or select tests by me. You can.
And just double confirming, you said before that it doesn't have to be a complete paper, it can be like partial as well, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Like,
Are you
Doctor,
following?
as long as
Yes.
the project title contains the sustainable development goals,
Mm.
it's a good idea, correct, for the project.
You have to include, it's must, you have to include sustainable goals in your project. That's why the title somewhere mentioned sustainable project. Mm. It is not, in all projects, whatever the projects you are doing in future or current and in future, must have a sustainability component. Maybe in next class or following class, I will cover the sustainability. You can also learn and adapt those things in your project. If you already started doing it, if you have any question, you can ask me. Meaning to say, it depends on the title you're choosing, right? I don't ask you to implement all the 17 goals, right? You choose the appropriate one according to your title. Okay? No, I cannot open it. That option is missing from my side. One moment.
And one other question, Dr. Ramani, sorry for interrupting. When we submit the final report, do we have to write under each section that this member did? Do we have to write who contributed to that section, or just present it as one without that?
Please, sorry, you say again your question.
When we compile and submit the report, and in the section that the members contributed, do we have to write who contributed to that section?
Yes,
Specifically.
yes.
So
Yes,
under the
actually,
section,
it's a
just write
portfolio. It's like a portfolio. You have to arrange it one by one, member by member.
member by member. But
Yeah, each member will have the title page. Better to organize so that I know when I turn first one, the literature review, somebody has done for it. There are different ways of taking the task. If the literature review is the huge thing, what do you call most of the work in the project, then one can do that and then title it, put it, and then next one there will be design. If it is different area, covering different area, then put one by one. Like number one is the design, number two is the sustainability, number three is the management part, number four is the costing. So you put the separator or the title page for each member's task or report so that I know who has done what. Okay.
but we have to submit as one report, right?
Yes, the leader will submit. Leader will combine together in the order I have mentioned in the report, in the briefing, submit to me. Not all of you, only leader will submit, group leader will submit to me.
Okay. Then what about sections where there might be like contribution from two members?
You can repeat. I mean, two members, one section. For example, tell me.
For example, let's say the design criteria is a bit wide, so that there's two members taking it.
Okay, in the beginning you mentioned that how many criteria by how many the person, respective person, so that I know.
So long as all of those are mentioned before each section, that will be fine with you, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you.
They go by the I don't know what happened to this. Okay, anyway, it's shared by the browse section itself. So any other question? If not, we continue. So let's continue with our section on, is it loading? Engineering design idea. Don't forget, sometimes the questions will be asked. I don't know. Maybe we will have a revision section. That time I will inform what are the important portions for your exam. I don't remember right now. You can go through past year questions. Do you have access to past year questions? You can get from library, isn't it? You can or not? Past year questions paper. You have access or?
Yes, I think we can.
Please go through that so that you will have an idea about how these examinations are conducted, right? We will also do
Okay,
the
sure.
revision, but for now you please practice based on the past year questions, something similar to that, mostly from your slides, mostly from your slides. But remember the points you need to remember, that's the risk in this topic. One moment, I cannot share, I don't know what happened to my computer. One moment. Suddenly. When you the MS Team is not so stable, if you download another software, it's not compatible with this, then it will cause all troubles. I need to uninstall then reinstall this one. Okay, one moment, let me leave and come back so that. Hope I can share now. Okay, let me talk. We'll start doing it. Okay, next is after idea, you need to go for next step one by one. We will describe how it can be done. The idea, how you are going to execute it in detail, right? I just gave the summary of what it has to be. Now let us go one by one. What is this engineering design? How are you going to do identify? How are you going to do develop? How are you going to do execute? Lastly, assess. Start with identifying the problem. Okay, identifying the problem. Again I introduced a term called SMART. Okay, remember the word SMART. SMART is referring to specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time based. The same meaning of SMART. Have you heard about this term anywhere? Smart technology. Nowadays we say smart everywhere is a smart. Tell me, uh, have you ever used this term smart anywhere in your design, in your projects, capstone project, if you started already? I don't know why
I
this.
know. I saw some group naming their design, their
Oh,
project, smart
okay,
community.
then you should make sure that you have all these things. Smart is not
Smart.
a simple word. The meaning of smart is, oh, unfortunately, I cannot. Did I go by the web version last option? Okay, I keep talking, no problem. Uh, why is cannot? What happened? Into my system. Okay, SMART is referring to specific. Your topic should be specific. Problem should be specific. You cannot take a broad topic and analyze it, right? You will cannot define the time. You cannot define the budget and cost, and then the time and the quality, everything you need to compromise if you are not having a specific problem. So define a problem with a specific issue, with a specific target and the aims and scope of the project. Let's see the value here. I come out with an example also going into it. Later. One moment. Yeah, go by the web version. One moment, sir. Today is like this, oh God. Okay, I join here. Ten more people missing in the class. Where are they? I got it at last. Can you see the slide now? Oh, I got it. Somehow I managed it nowadays. Sharing window type. I think it's coming up. Can you see the slide? Yeah, you can see.
Yes,
Right. Thank you so much for waiting. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-based. Let's see one by one. Objective. The problem definition should be in objective terms, right? The action verb, not just flatly saying I'm going to do things like that. Must be an action verb. Design an energy absorption system, for example, that will control the energy of a crash of a 2,500-pound car traveling 60 miles per hour. The device should be no longer than 10 feet and should cost no more than 10,000 pounds or the dollars per unit. Okay, so everywhere the unit is there. Engineers are here with numbers, right? Without numbers, no engineers. So you should be very specific, very definite terms should be there, not indefinite terms. I may end up, may not end up, that may become a scientific research. It's no longer engineering research. So you have to have specific target, specific terms. If it is a measurable one, give some numbers so that you have a proper problem defined in your process. Then contrast decision. So this one is preferable. Okay, can you see you got the pointer? Okay, this one is preferable, right? This one, can you see the pointer moving? So why this is not showing? Can you see the pointer moving? Yeah. Okay. This one is preferable. Always define your problem with the specific terms in it so that it is clear for you, and also if you communicate to the approving authority or to your government. Next, what you should not do it. This should be avoided. Like these, I see here, there is no number at all. There is no definite target, definite aim, definite variables, design variables here, so that you can go ahead with your problem definition and do the following steps. So this should be avoided. This way of vague definition should be avoided. Rather, you go for specific terms, specific targets, specific numbers. Next, gathering needed information. Once you define the problem, so your problem is to design an energy absorption system, okay? Energy absorption system with these parameters in it. Gathering needed information. Once you know the problem, once you define the problem, once you come out with the design, required design, what you are supposed to do, then gather the information, the existing information, past works, problems, issues by reading from the past records, past projects, and the journals, publications. You can come out with more relevant information related to that particular topic. It might be laboratory experiments, patents, results of opinion, survey, or any number of other types of information. You can do all these or any of these to gather related information of the topic you chosen or the problem you define. Information or related problems that have been solved or unsolved may have engineers find the best solution. So based on this reading, you may have an idea, research question, whether it's solved or not, unsolved, half the way, need more, what are the lacuna, what are the gaps in the current system, so that you will know the need for a new system or a new design by you. And then searching, once you come out with the design, define the problem, come out with the information related to that, you can guess a solution. You can come out with the preliminary solutions. How? Some techniques in obtaining a creative solution or brainstorming, checklist, attribute, listing, the forced relationship techniques, and adapting a different point of view. So these are all the ways that you can do come out with a creative solution. Either you can do a questionnaire survey, checklist, have a checklist and check whether how many of them are okay, how many of them not okay, how many of them moderate. So by means of having a checklist or attribute listing, you can randomly come out with the variables which are affecting. Later you can test it. You don't worry, there is no limit, right? You should have 5 or 6 or 10. Randomly turn down your attributes or the variables affecting. The forced relationship technique, right? Sometimes forced relationship technique. For example, you are designing your form, your project is to, for example, your project is to model for tsunami. All variables are uncertain, right? Uncertain, non-linear, invariably varying parameters. If you work on physics, physical science, or any meteorology science, you know very well about this. So all the variables are non-linear, right? In that case, you can force all of them to be linear, come out with a preliminary solution. That's how you can do here. And adapting a different point of view, right? You can set up your, so one, you cannot simply change them to linear, right? When you're forcing them to be a linear parameter so that you can come out with a preliminary solution of first-hand information for a problem, you must have a, what do you call, the basics, right? You must have assumptions. What are the assumptions you made it? Whether or the fluid is no viscosity, no surface tension, no pressure change, no compression, compressive strength, something like that. You should have all types of assumption made. Based on that, you can say all the variables are linear, so that you can come out with an equation for a solution, as a solution. In brainstorming sessions, encourage and record all ideas, including those that appear completely impractical. Herein you should have a really patient, like a good old man who has a complete experience and can withstand anything, beating, hitting, pushing, or right. So brainstorming session is the one will give you more information, wrong information also. But in all, you should first have patience to collect all the information. Don't judge during the session, right? And then generate as many ideas as possible, right? You may have some checklists, but on the spot, if you do, you can generate question from the audience, one to another, and so on. Encourage people to build upon the ideas and others. Yeah, that's what. You may exceed your checklist based on the meeting, based on the brainstorming, based on the audience perspective. And then finally, end the session. You can evaluate the ideas after the session is complete. Don't do it in between your evaluation, assessment, discarding any type of ideas, suggestions. You should not do it during the brainstorming. You can do it at the end of the session. Okay. Any question so far? Any question? No question.
No, miss.
Okay. You can see the slide, right? Yeah. One moment, I just changed this one. My view is stopping here. Oh, it's in the browser. What's happening like this time? I'm new to this type of version. Okay. One moment. The first time I'm using this web version. Where is my PowerPoint? Missing PowerPoint. Ah, it's here. It's not so conducive to work here. How do I? Okay. Okay, we saw how to create a solution either by creating solution like based on your reading and based on your information gathered, you can come out with a solution, or otherwise by brainstorming. So these are the ways that you can get your creative solution. Right. Next one is the furthermore on the brainstorming, you encourage and record all the ideas, include those that appear completely impractical, right? Sometimes even the nonsense become a sense, right? Impossible become possible. So wait until all the sessions are over, wait until observe all the ideas that are said by the people so that you will have a proper checking at the end of the session, right? You should not evaluate or validate in between the session. That's more important, okay? Otherwise, you will miss out the points. You will be having more complicated session than ever. So you follow the session, that is, and the end of the session, you may conclude, say if they're practical or not possible. Even not now, by next time you will decide whether it's practical or not. Do not allow judgment or evaluation ideas during session. It's important to generate as many ideas as possible. Encourage people to build upon the ideas. I think this point is repeating. You're done already. So these are the steps you can do the brainstorming. Searching for creative ideas. Well, let me delete, otherwise keep repeating only. Maybe for better view, I repeated once again. One moment. Brainstorming. Here. Brainstorming we already done. Delete. Okay, save. Next, searching for creative idea continued. After doing brainstorming, one of the simplest method for generating new ideas to make a checklist. Right? You do brainstorming, next is a checklist. Prepare your checklist. The checklist encourages the user to examine various points, area, and design possibilities. Okay, this can come out with In the checklist, you can mention all the possibilities, all the variables that are governing, all the methods that can be possible, all the design criteria, everything you can list out. With attribute listing, next one is the attribute listing. All the major characteristics of attributes. Attributes, in simple word, I can say it's a variable or factors affecting. Factors depending and independent to the particular process or the method or the design you have chosen. All the major characteristics or attributes of a product, a project, or idea are isolated and listed. Then for each attribute, list ideas as to how each of the attributes could be changed. So do one by one, okay? Say for example, you want to you come out with the variables, many variables, then these variables can be tested against the time, right? Number one, fix the time. Check all the variables like your length, breadth, width over the time, and then change to the space or to the dimensions, whether lateral dimension or across the vertical dimension or horizontal dimension over the period of time. Keep changing the time. You can check for the dimensions of the product. So either way you can check. One by one you can test and come out with the proper design of the shape. It might be a shape of a product or an object or a gadget or a structure or maybe a program. Okay. Last one, force relationship technique. Takes a fixed element, you can see, right? Yeah. Such as the product or some idea related to the product and forces it to take on the attributes of another unrelated element. Because we do not know in the beginning whether these two elements are related or not, right? For example, you have formula for volume of the sphere or cylinder. What is the volume of the cylinder? Volume of the cylinder. Volume of the cylinder. Answer me.
This you read the formula for the volume of cylinder.
Yes.
Pi r squared h.
How do you say pi r squared h? Who said pi r squared h?
It's me, Ibrahim.
Oh, Ibrahim. Ibrahim designed the pi r squared h.
No.
It's a fact, right? It's a fact. It's well known that the two factors H and R are affecting the cylindrical volume. It's already tested. It is already modeled to say always Ibrahim or his ancestor, his forefathers or children or grandchildren must use pi r square h, right? It's already proven, evaluated, tested. These two variables are affecting the cylinder volume. Like that, you have to have a number of variables tested, proved, then everyone can follow, become the fact with evidences. Okay, right. Where we are here, like these, and the element I was here, the element, unrelated element. How do you know it is unrelated? After testing, right? Whether related or unrelated, by testing you will know. If the test is okay, then we say yes, this is a dependent element. If test is not okay, and the deviation is too much, you have to do something else. Either discard the variable or see how, if it's really relevant to the topic, you should test it with varying dimensions, varying quantities, depending on the topic. This forms the basis of a free-flowing list of associations from which hopefully new ideas will emerge. Okay, so this is what forced. In one word, I can say every problem got nonlinear. Like today's result came out or not? US result, election result came out or not? This can be a problem. This can be a design. Who will win the election? That can be a topmost topic of today or design of today, right? We do not know, right? We do not know. There are many factors affecting, many variables affecting, right? Where I am. This forms the basis for free-flowing list of association from which, every problem have non-linear parameters. We cannot say always linear one. So you can force to be a linear one to come out with a solution. Later you can rework to apply for a quantum of or percentage of non-linearity so that you're working for the actual answer, actual problem. That is a way of doing. I cannot demonstrate to say now. but I can say in simple English terms that you need to force them to be linear so that you can arrive at the solution very beginning. Later, you can treat them to be a non-linear one. Okay. Or a typical design. You do a typical design first, then you go for a specific design. Okay. Where we are, the last point. People sometimes touch their minds by adapting different points of view. In the creative solution, you need to make them accept, right, the new idea, the deviations, the variation, or any amendments, any adaptation is required. You need to make them understand and accept by means of your proof, by means of your testing and evaluation results. That is most important. Everyone accepted. You know the case of okay, I don't take it right now. Overcoming the obstacles to creative thinking. So after you do the gathering information, do the preliminary tests. During tests, you can overcome the obstacles. You can find out which is most promising variable, dependent variable for the problem, which are not. Okay. Overcoming obstacles to creative thinking. Avoid placing unnecessary constraints on the problem being solved. Right. When you are designing, please make note of all these points so that you can converge to a required solution relatively equivalent to optimum or real optimum itself, right? To get an optimal result, you need to follow all these things. Avoid placing unnecessary constraints, right? Just now I told you make all of them linear, right? If and only if necessary, you do it. Otherwise, wherever applicable, wherever the non-linearity can be accommodated, just accommodate and do it, right? Don't push everything to be linear, or don't have many constants. When you do go for optimization techniques, you will know how to form the objective equation, what are the constraints, right? Based on the constraints only, you can write the equation itself. Without constraint, you cannot write the equation. Like you are going for a restaurant to eat, you constrain yourself. Yes, I can. If it is a Asian restaurant, you should prepare your mind that yes, I can accept Asian food, right? Then only you are going. The constraint is already there. Thinking that you need a kind of stick food, can you go to Asian food restaurant? Cannot, right? So you should have a constraint and definitely the conditions under which it has to work. So those things are called constraints, right? Constraint can be in terms of time or money or people, anything, so that you can coin the equation. Search for different ways to view the problem, avoiding preconceived briefs and stereotypical thinking. So number one, you need to come out with, don't do many constraints, have enough number of constraints. Number two, search for different ways to view the problem, avoiding preconceived beliefs and typical thinking. These things, the repeated one or the good old methods are all already done, already used, and maybe outdated or maybe not useful or having many flaws. So avoid those things. Search for different ways to view the problem, right? It is all in the engineer's brain. That's how you have many good designs today, right? You have to have a working out of the box, right? Even from kindergarten they are saying you have to work out of the box. Means think, critical thinking, innovative thinking. By that you will have different ways to solve. At the same time, you should avoid. You should not consider all the constraints. Just have enough sufficient number of constraints so that you will have near to the optimal solution or optimal design. Last one, they recognize that there are non-engineering solutions to many problems. Consider approaches that other disciplines might use. Yeah, some of the problems, all problems are not engineering alone. That's why very beginning itself, very beginning of the class itself, I told you any topic you choose should be multidisciplinary, not only engineering. A scientist involvement is there, a medical doctor involvement is there, right? A sociologist involvement is there. Okay, all of you, can you tell me what is this, what do you call, sustainability, right? You're talking about sustainability. Can you tell me which, or I ask the question this way, what is sociology? What is sociology? There are some versions also, like you have IR, all of you know IR 1, 2, 3, 4, right? IR 4, until 4, revolution, industry revolution 4, you know. Something similar to this, there are social revolution, sociological revolution. Sociology 0, 1, 2, 3, today is 5, supersede our IR 4, industry revolution. Sociology 5, do you know what is sociology 5? Quickly. Answer my question. Sociology 5. Another half an hour only. Sociology 5. What do you know about sociology 5.0? Guys, are you there or not? I know I'm talking to blackboard. Sociology 5.0. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Sociology 5.0. Hmm? 8 more missing. No idea. Don't type, just honestly, I have no idea. We are not testing your honesty. Sociology 5.0, all about green technology, sustainability, right? Sociology 5.0 says at the very beginning, if you started with, people were like I keep saying this same thing, all people not educated, right? They're all working in farms. Then they come to city. All people started working, right? It is all get along, I mean, working along with IR versions, industry revolution. When the industry is growing, society is also growing. So we can match the society, but the society supersede now with the 5.0, saying that green technology should be there, whatever the product design you do must have sociological aspect, must have environment, must be environment friendly, sustainable, greenery, right? Should be green technology, not black technology, blue technology, right? Green technology, and then zero emission. All these things are incorporated in sociology 5.0. And then the society from I forgot the B40, B30. If you read more of sociology things, you will come across this one. Why I'm recalling all these words? Engineers doesn't know about it, right? But you should bother. Right now, you should bother. Whenever you do the design, in addition to IR4, maybe what's our friend name? Lizzie, Lizzie G. CG have designed a IR4 robotics, right? A face recognition technology with IR4 robotics for removal of waste from the river. Okay, waste, all the waste dumped into the river. Okay, the robotics can remove. No human being, no need to go and remove it. For example, then that should be comply with sociology 5.0, sustainable, green technology, environment friendly, and so on. Okay, zero emission. All these things are incorporated into it. In another word, the economy of the country should be uplifted, right? Like 30 to 40, 40 to 50, maybe 50 also coming in future. Like that, the economical level of the people must grow by this invention or by this product. That is also important in addition to technological development. Right. Where is it? It's my PowerPoint always missing this. Okay. Okay, we are here. Look for relationship that we solve this one. Search for different ways overcoming obstacle done. Variety of problem strategies. Moving to preliminary ideas. Okay. Look for relationships that are remote and solutions that are unusual and not traditional. Most creative through are we here? Yeah, we have done this part. some more points on overcoming how you can test your preliminary designs and correct your designs and ideas or the method. Number 4 is look for relationships that are remote and solutions that are unusual and non-traditional. Most creative thoughts involves putting experience and thoughts into new patterns and arrangements. Number 1, come out with the attributes, then find out the relationship one by one, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, or 1 to 1, or 1 to n number of variables that you already identified. So make a combination of finding relationships, make combinations, find relationships, though traditional or not traditional. Later we can say whether your solution is going to be a traditional one or non-traditional one or combined one, a hybrid one. All these things you can say later on. Divide complex problems into manageable parts and concentrate on solving one part at a time, right? Engineering problem itself is a complex problem. Why it's complex? Because it's relating to many fields, not only one field. In addition to this, sociology also included nowadays, right? Not only technology, sociology also important for engineering designs. So to make it complex, you have to solve many of the things. In that you divide part by part. That's why a teamwork is involved, or consultants are appointed. Outsourcing is required for any project because of its complex in nature. Allow time for incubation. Okay, allow time for incubation after periods of intensive concentration. Have some period of relaxation or breaking time, or during this time. This is called monitoring. You cannot keep doing. You should also stop sometimes, go back and monitor your system, whether it's really working or not. Be open to variety of problem solving strategies. Problem solving strategies you cannot define or conclude right now. So be open to new ideas, changing ideas, so that you can arrive at the fine solution or the optimal solution at the end. Moving from ideas to preliminary design. Yeah, you already got some ideas based on the brainstorming, based on the checklist, based on the gathering information, right? You can do all this output to develop your preliminary design documentation. So preliminary design evolved through analysis and synthesis. So you need to analyze. Analyze means find out the dependency, interdependency, and then overall dependency. Synthesis means arrange in order, step by step. This goes first, second, third. Finally, this is the assembling. Synthesis involves putting together many facts, laws, principles into a whole idea that will accomplish some results or solve a problem. A synthesis, where there is a step-by-step procedure required, right? For a design, the topic that you have chosen here, an absorption system, right? It has step-by-step a series of tasks to be done. So you need to synthesize one by one until the results or a problem is solved. Some of the techniques to test an idea are sketching, lab tests, research project, and constructing models. You can also, that's why I said the testing can be done either by computer software or by lab tests, experimentation, or just by doing research on the existing works, past works, or constructing a computer model, prototype, and so on. Moving from ideas to preliminary design. Or otherwise, is continuing. Mathematical models usually consist of one or more equations that describe a physical system. Many physical systems can be described by mathematical models. Okay, say for example, you have already come out with an equation, right? Saying that, for example, you are designing, you can take the Microsoft system, no, it's computer oriented. Maybe an automatic system for power shutdown. Okay, an automatic system, whenever there is a power shutdown, all emergency light. Okay, you can take the existing system itself. Whenever there's a power shutdown, automatically the emergency system lit up, right? And if you take the system, while they are designing it, they will think of all the possibilities, right? They will come out with the equations, and that can be that circuit closing or on or off state can be tested by means of computer software or by using what do you call miniature model, right? Miniature model or a pilot study and so on. That's what physical system. You can even develop a pilot system, go to the site, implement and check, right? A small model like. Such models can be based on scientific theories or laws that have stood the test of time, or they may be based on empirical data from experimentations. What is it? Why there is another meeting? Observations, mathematical models are usually employed for simple system. Are you there? Nowadays, you need to check every time. What's going on? Are you there? One moment. Let me check the attendance. I don't know what happened. Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Yes, we see.
Oh, we already have the system here, huh? That's why. Okay, let me continue with the slide. Any questions so far? Any question? We are going very slow. Huh? I wanted to finish by this class. Right. So testing can be done by number one, by mathematical models, right? Say for example, you develop a mathematical model, you can test against another mathematical equation which is already proved, or otherwise by means of computer simulation models like this, or by physical tabletop models, a pilot study, prototype, to test whether your answers, whether your findings or the relationships are true or not. And then evaluating and selecting a preferred solution. So while doing this testing, okay, what's the difference between testing and evaluation? You should all know this. The computer engineers and electrical engineers know far better than others. What is the difference between testing and evaluation? Are they same? First of all, quickly. Testing and evaluation. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? What is the difference between testing and evaluation? Anybody? I know you are hearing, or you are not answering. Say something, lah. What's the difference between testing and evaluation? It's basic things, not a very tough question for you.
I think testing is like you test if the product is workable, and evaluating means if the product is applicable for user.
No, wrong answer. Anyway, good attempt. Chinzi, who? Thank you. But whenever you say, you please switch on your camera. I want to see who is talking. I already miss all of you in the class. Huh? I don't know who is talking. Right. Testing and evaluation. Is there any other answer? If not, I go for answering. Any other? You are 30, 130 people. 121 join. What about 8 people missing? Maybe they are debarred. But not debarred. Any other answer? Difference between, are they different first of all? Testing and maybe it sounds similar, but not same. If you are a real modeler, computer modeler or a modeler, you will not accept it. Fan eats one, Kuku, Gu Jinwen, Ibrahim. That day I was putting attendance, a very nice name. Fantastic, successful, eminent persons names have come. I really appreciate your names. I mean, good to read your names. Mohammed Zain, Mood Prabhakar. Anyone please answer me, what is the difference between test and evaluation? Mukhtar Azari, Munawar, Ongzi, Fu, Osama Ashraf, Pavitra. Pavitra, correct. Phone, Raman. Don't want to answer. I just switch on and left, doing something else. Tang Sheng.
Yes, doctor. For testing, we are testing the idea or the project or the product or the person if he's gonna work in this field or something. For evaluating, we are gonna determine if this product, person, whatever, will be successful in this field, etc.
No, you are saying the same thing. Who is this?
Abdul Aziz, doctor.
Abdul Aziz. Okay, good afternoon. Let me answer. Okay, testing and evaluation are different. Okay, number one, testing means you will test with the known answer. That is called testing. Okay, because you in any project, sometimes it may be if it is an innovative brand new, the solution has to be tested against the known answer. You will test whether 3 plus 5 is equal to 8. Knowing 8, you test whether 3 and 5 are correct. Right? With the known answer is called test. Evaluation is you will have a new input, new output. You will once you test this pass, then you can say you can go for evaluation. So whatever the variable you are giving, your answer should be perfect. Is the point clear? Clear or not?
Yes, doctor.
So you should know test and evaluation are different. Test is with the known, like for example, you are modeling for 60 years and 30 years data, you give it as a known data, output is already there. You match whether this 30 years data is correctly printed out or not, predicted or not. Once you say it's correct, then you give a new data to say whether the correct, new data and confirm that your answers are perfect. Okay, let's move on. Where we are, my power. Now we have to evaluate. So far we are testing. We were testing. Now we are going for evaluation. Evaluating, selecting a preferred solution that determines your final steps of your design. Criteria to evaluate and select the preferred solution include prototype testing and scale modeling. So by developing a new scale model with a, what is the difference between you? I don't know. These people are using this word interchangingly. Technically speaking, prototype is a real structure. Scale modeling is the duplicate version or a half size, smaller size miniature of a real structure. Okay. When I say scale model, it's a scaled one, maybe downscale or upscale. Maybe 1:2 or 2:1 anyway, right? So use the scale modeling or use the prototype itself. For example, you are analyzing a fly, right? Analyzing a fly movement, like for example, our dengue fever, mosquitoes breaching, right? How the mosquitoes is breeding. All these things are very, very small, right? In that case, you go for testing the prototype itself. That's why prototype is testing. So prototype is a real structure. Scale model is a model or replica or duplicate version of a real structure. It may be half of the real structure, like you are designing a dam. You have a tabletop model, 1:20, 40, 100, any type. Okay, right. Identification of weak areas. When you do this type of real working on the prototype or the model, you can improve your performance. Find out your flaws, find out your weak areas. Finally, for products, okay, this is how you are evaluating, right? Your evaluation should be by going into the site, going with the new data, with the new information, by pilot study or by prototype or by scale modeling, depending on the length and breadth and width of the topic. By that you can identify your problem. With that, your evaluation is completed. But there is one more step need to be undertaken exclusively for products. What you do, the criteria may include, you also check for safety, cost, reliability, and consumer acceptability if it is a product. Okay. If it is a method, you stop until this point, identifying the weak areas, right? Evaluating and identifying the weak areas, you stop. Your job is done already. Okay. What do you mean? Okay. So for product, you need to go for additional checking, additional evaluation on the safety, cost, reliability, and consumer acceptability, or what is the market trend, what is a market niche. Preparing reports. Once you finalize, you evaluated, you have problem is solved, your design is completed, that come out with the preparations for implementation of your design by proper reporting, plans, scales, specifications, drawings, right, plots, and so on. Maybe estimation, the budget, right, contract documents, and so on. Engineering drawing, all these things are here. You can read through. You can do the technical report. Whenever you write the technical report, you should follow the proper format. Proper formatting will be like this. In general, this is a general one. It depends on the project, the company for which you are applying or submitting your report. Number one is a cover page with all the title of the project, company name, author, and the date. Abstract with the logo. Logo is very important. That is their trademark, right? That is their fame and the name. So you need to put the logo also. Abstract, giving a short overview, summary of the work, and so on. There is short and specific terms. There is a way of writing abstract, but we are not doing it right now here. But understand the structure of abstract and do it. Table of contents, body of the report, which elaborates on problem solved, presents background material, procedure used, results, and significance of work. So the body of the report should have all these things. Conclusions and recommendations, which summarizes the results and significance of work. Finally, appendices. In the appendix, you can put all the additional information, which is repeating, which is bulk, right? Which is for all members and which is not directly relevant to the topic. Maybe codes, manuals, all these things you can put under appendices. So this is how you are tearing the technical report. Once your design is completed, then present it to the government, to the company, or to the client, or you may be working for a owner or government. You present your idea, design, so that it will be accepted and approved for implementation. At different stages during the design process, sometimes this kind of presentation may be, if it is a consultancy project, you need to do every month, or they have the milestone, they have the schedule of meetings, you need to present with the oral progress report to the design team, with supervisor, management, and marketing people, and so on, or shareholders. All the shareholders will be there to listen to you. Some points for a good oral presentation. Anyway, we will have a separate session on oral presentation. For now, let's have a quick wrap up on how the oral presentation should be. Be very familiar with the subject of the presentation. Because you are the only one working from top to end, you may be knowing more than the audience. So you must have a confidence. With that confidence, you need to present. You must be familiar with the topic. Know how much time is allocated for the presentation. Plan your presentation according to the time so that you can present everything within that time. You miss out any point, it is not catching. It is not recommended, right? So you must plan your time properly. Practice the presentation to cover everything completely within the time limit. Do a rehearsal before you go in for presentation so that you can check yourself whether you are completing within the time given or not. Okay, you need to do the rehearsal before so that you can confirm yourself whether you follow the time or not. Know your audience. Match the presentation level with the audience understanding level, right? That's important. If they are all lecturers, you don't have to give all the definition, methods, then go for your design. No need. Everyone in the group must be knowing, directly go into what your work is, what your contribution is on top of the existing knowledge, technology, and the procedures. Speak clearly and eloquently. Elocution means public addressing, a good way of public addressing. Should have a good capability or the ability to address the public, like a politician talking to a public. So you should have a good eloquent techniques and the methods to present your design or the process that you have developed. Some pointers for good oral presentation. Okay, we are going to do quickly. We'll just 5 more minutes only. 5 more minutes only. There is a some more points. Have simple and uncultured visual materials. Uncluttered. Simple. Do it in a simple English. Don't use the very tough words, difficult words where you have to give another explanation on it, right? Do not put too much information on one visual. Although diagrams are giving more information than words, don't make it complicated and superimpose. Make it very visual, uncluttered visual materials. Maybe not overlapping, too many information overlapping, or chain of materials. Avoid such things. Have a good summary and conclusion to highlight the important parts of the presentation. End the presentation by asking audience if they have any questions. Okay. After all done, you should have a summary, a representation of your topic, your finding to the audience. End with the questions, then they will appreciate you are involving them in your presentation. Scheduling, planning a design project, implementation, the design. Okay, once you present, endorse, then go for implementation of the, before this is scheduling and planning a design project. So after all done, approved, then go for a plan which will implement your project, which will make the users practice in their lifetime and say whether it's useful or not. You can also identify in due course of time, you can identify the flaws, identify the problem in it, you know where to improve and so on. Also, designs frequently are changed and improved throughout the entire, while doing so, you can also come out with whether they require any changes, when it need to be improved. All these things can be found out. Then comes the implementation. In the planning, the schedule, you say the validation period is 1 year. Say you are scheduling, the validation period is for 1 year. And during this implementation time, during this validation time, you follow, right? Although it's a final stage, you follow the construction of product, implementation of the system, erection of the machine, construction of the building. It may be of any type, right? Engineers must plan and oversee the production of devices or products and supervise the construction of the engineering projects. So during its implementation, you cannot implement and go off, right? Switch off. You need to monitor and evaluate during its process. Finally, assess and monitor in elaboration. How do you do it? Monitoring and assessing is an essential as it determines the extent to which the problem has been solved. So that's why we need a good monitoring to check yourself how much you accomplished. And then solutions are not effective, whether the solutions is effective or not, having any mistakes, errors, and then need a redesign of a particular component or change the material. All these proper assessment tools for complex problems used while revisit the problem solving process, proper assessment tools. Okay, use the proper assessment tools and not simply assessing like you do one for example, one time checking in a month. When there is a frequency of weekly needed, you go for once in a month. It may not be a proper way of assessment. You should go every week to see the changes, or take a life cycle of a product, get along with that, or follow the life cycle of a product or the process. Follow that so that you know what are the changes over the period of time. It may be a week or a day. It depends on the problem or design you are doing. Finally, problem solved, right? With proper design, implementation, monitoring, your problem is solved. Can you answer these questions?